Good afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel. I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You know, you can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, syndicated by using Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast, netnewsnetwork.net. We appreciate you watching us every day, Monday through Friday. And we hope we have some topics you enjoy. If you would like to send an email, if you have some suggestions for topics, you can send those to Donna at donnasedge.com. That's Donna at donnasedge.com. So I found an article. This is through a website I visit often. It's called lifewire.com. lifewire.com, talking about the pros and the cons of social media. So look at the ups and the downs of being so digitally connected to people. It can be a good thing, a very good thing. It can also be a terrible thing as far as this article is concerned. So why it can be good and why it can fail. Social networking has changed the way we communicate, do business, and also get our daily news fix and so much more. It's a good way to keep up with family if they all live out of town, out of state. But is it really all it's cracked up to be? So that depends on who you talk to and how you're using it. So a site like Facebook could serve as a great launching pad for a new business owner, or it can be an inescapable source of negative peer pressure for young teens. So there are pros and cons to everything in life. That includes social media habits. Now, the pros of social networking. Let's talk about those first. So there are a lot of upsides to social networking. Ask yourself how to take more advantage of the following whenever you consider to decide whether you're going to, whatever you're going to do to your favorite social networks. So this is a real good thing about it. You can connect with other people all over the world. I know a lot of folks who are, maybe they're in the military, maybe they work in religious organizations, and so they're just in different parts of the world, but they can still keep up with their families. So the most obvious pros of using social networks is the ability to instantly reach people from anywhere. Using Facebook to stay in touch with your old high school friends who've located all over the country, with relatives who live halfway around the world, or maybe to meet brand new people on Twitter from cities or regions you've never heard of before. It's easy, and it's an instant communication. So now that we've connected everywhere we go, we don't have to rely on our landlines. And remember, there were back in the old days, and it cost a lot of money to do long distance, on landline phones, especially if you called out of the country. Answering machines or snail mail to contact somebody. We can simply open up our laptops or our cell phones and immediately start communicating with anyone on platforms like Twitter or many one of the other social messaging apps that are available. Real-time news and information discovery. Gone are the days of waiting for the 6 o'clock news, although I do kind of miss those days. Sometimes we're inundated with stuff that comes on television, or for the delivery boy to bring the newspaper in the morning. There was a day you did that. Or if you want to know what's going on in the world, all you have to do is jump on social media. An added bonus is that you can customize your news and information discovery experiencing by choosing and following exactly what you want. Great opportunities for business owners. Even I admit that. This is great. Business owners and other types of professional organizations can connect with current customers, sell their products, and expand their reach using social media. There are actually lots of entrepreneurs and businesses out there that thrive almost entirely on social networks and wouldn't be able to operate at all without it. General fun and enjoyment. You have to admit that social networking is just plain fun sometimes. A lot of people turn to it when they catch a break at work. Don't do it on the job, though. Or they just want to relax at home. Since people are naturally social creatures, it's often quite satisfying to see comments and likes show up on your own post. And it's often convenient to be able to see exactly what our friends are up to without having to ask them directly. Okay, now there are some cons to social networking. It's no secret there's also a dark side to social networking. So you may want to ask yourself, how can you minimize the following cons of social networking as much and as often as possible? So, if social networking is your primary source for news and other information, you could end up in a filter bubble which is when you've isolated yourself from new information, engaging with people who have different perspectives. People can report you. That's happened to me a lot of times. And engaging with people who have different perspective. If you've managed to stay in a bubble of harmful misinformation, it can also damage relationships and even be dangerous. Yeah, it really can. So information overload and overwhelm. That's one of the big things right here. I hear people really complaining about with social media. But so many people now on social media tweeting links and posting selfies and sharing YouTube videos, it can get pretty noisy. So becoming overwhelmed by too many Facebook friends to help keep up with, or too many Instagram photos, or browse enough isn't all that uncommon. So over time, we tend to rack up a lot of friends and followers, but it can lead to a lot of bloated news feeds and too much content we're really not all that interested in. There can be privacy issues as well. Too much is shared online these days. What issues over privacy are becoming an increasingly big concern, especially when it relates to kids. I think there should be a limit on, like an age limit on those. Whether it's a question of social sites owning your content after it's posted, becoming a target after sharing your location online. Be really careful, by the way, if you're going on vacation somewhere, that you don't let anybody know until you come back. Or even getting in trouble at work after tweeting something inappropriate. Like talking about your boss is not really a good thing to do on social media. Sharing too much with that public can end up with all sorts of problems, and sometimes it can't be undone. And this is what people think. I know that I have a relative who is just, she's toxic, and she has put a few things about me on her Facebook page. What she doesn't understand is, even though she takes it off, if you're going ahead and you make a picture of that, it's forever. You know, sometimes just because you think you've taken it down, it can still be out there. If somebody does a screenshot, which I've done several screenshots of what she's put out there. It's there forever. I mean, it really is. So, okay, social pressure, social peer pressure, and cyber bullying. For people struggling to fit in with their peers, especially teens and young adults, the pressure is to do certain things or act a certain way that can be even worse on social media than it is at school or in any other offline setting. In some extreme cases, the overwhelming pressure to fit in with everyone posting on social media or becoming the target of a cyberbullying attack can lead to serious stress, anxiety, and even dark depression. So all that can happen. Increased feeling of social isolation, since people are now connected all the time, and you can pull up a friend's social profiles with a click of your mouse or a tap of your smartphone. It's a lot easier to use online interaction as a substitute for face-to-face interaction. And it's really easy for somebody to get behind that keyboard and type in negative things about somebody. Some people argue that social media actually promotes antisocial human behavior. I can see that. Distraction and procrastination. How often do you see someone look at their phone? People get distracted by all the social apps and the news and the messages they receive, leading to all sorts of problems like distracted driving. I don't know how many times I've almost been hit on the road. Or the lack of gaining someone's full attention during a conversation. Browsing social media can also feed procrastination habits and become something people turn to in order to avoid certain tasks or responsibilities. Lifestyle habits and sleep disruptions. So lastly, since social networking is all done on some sort of a computer or mobile device, it can also sometimes promote too much sitting down in one spot too long. Oh, don't you get bored with that? I do. I can't take it. Sometimes I just have to get up and get outside. It can also sometimes promote too much sitting down in one spot too long, likewise staring into the artificial light in one spot too long. Or the phone screen at night can really affect your ability to get a proper night's sleep. Absolutely it does. So, you know what? It's time to go into a commercial break. Let's go into that break. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Hang in there. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain-fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The MyPillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, MyPillow 2.0.
The best sleep just got even better. Whether you have a MyPillow or not, you need to get the brand new MyPillow 2.0. Call or go to MyPillow.com now. Use your promo code, and for a limited time when you buy one, you'll get a second one absolutely free.
At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. Okay, we're back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of The Edge on IEC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. So we've been talking about the pros and the cons of social media. We've been talking about this for a long time, and it seems like we get new pros and cons all the time. So we've talked about those, but let's talk about some of the social media applications that are out there. So the top social networking sites that people are using. And according to this one, always educate yourself and your children on the potential dangers of social media. I would have age, it needs to be age appropriate as well. So be really careful, okay? And because I really care about you and I care about your kids, because kids can accidentally get into it. There are predators out there. I mean, on all of the social media platforms. The predators are just out there like I've never seen in a lifetime. So educate yourself and then your children. And if you're concerned about your children having access, just learn to say no. Okay? Better to say no. So Facebook is probably number one. I don't know that for sure. According to this article it is, but it says what we like about Facebook is the massive community. Easy to find long lost friends. Some people keep up with their exes on it. Integrated messenger, joining interesting groups and pages. Now, what we don't like about it, I admit to this, highly addictive. It's difficult to keep up with updates. Complicated to adjust privacy settings. It seems like they change them for some reason quite often. So most of us already know about Facebook. It's the top social network on the web. It's the thriving beast of social networking site on the web with about 2 billion monthly active users and more than 1 billion that log in on daily. Wow. Statista shows that Facebook Messenger with tons of cool features is the second most popular messaging app behind WhatsApp. People use Facebook individually by joining or setting up groups. Now, after failing to acquire Snapchat in 2013, Facebook acquired WhatsApp in 2014 so that it could be on top of instant messaging. I didn't know that. Okay, Twitter. What we like about Twitter. Okay, very large community. It's easy to use. You get updates from major brands and integrates with third-party services. What we don't like is it can feel disorganized. It's not easy to find specific people, and it's difficult to develop followers. Now, Twitter is known as the real-time public microblogging network where news breaks first. So most users love it for a short message limit. Now it's like 280 characters. An unfiltered feed that showed them absolutely everything in the form of tweets. Now, Twitter has changed dramatically over the years, and today it's criticized a lot for going the way of looking and functioning almost exactly like Facebook. Besides Twitter card integration, which now makes it easy to share all sorts of multimedia contents and tweets, you can expect to see something kind of like an algorithm timeline coming to Twitter as well. LinkedIn. I've been using LinkedIn for years. Basically, LinkedIn is called the business person's Facebook. What we like about it is it's easy to make new connections. And we also like it because it's simple to find people you know. And it is a well-organized website. What we don't like, too much information at times, frequent messages from marketers. Oh my God. I don't know how many folks that want to start like a multi-marketing type business or something like that. I get that all the time. It's like 10 times a day. Now, LinkedIn is I wish they would limit that. Then I would be in love with LinkedIn all over again. But LinkedIn is a social network for professionals. Anyone who needs to make connections to advance their careers should be on LinkedIn. Profiles are designed to look a lot like extremely detailed resumes with sections for work experience, education, volunteer work, certifications, awards, and all sorts of other relevant work-related information. Now, users can promote themselves and their businesses by making connections with other professionals, interacting in group discussions, posting job ads, applying to jobs, publishing articles to LinkedIn Pulse, and much more. Okay, now there's another one called YouTube. Everybody uses that too. What we like about it is many hours of entertainment. I like how-to projects. Like one time Phil and I were working on, it was a plumbing issue in this house. You know, we bought my grandparents' old farmhouse. And so there are, how shall I say, issues that come up with plumbing. I mean, you got to think, this house was actually built in the 1930s before plumbing was in homes. And so through the years, there have been different challenging aspects to plumbing inside this house. So what's been a huge help is to be able to go to youtube.com and find helpful videos on how to fix problems. You can do that with cars, with all kinds of things. I was having a problem one time. Bobby Ledbetter let me drive a car and promote his business. And so one time I was having a problem with the keypad, and it just kind of came apart. I don't know what in the world happened to it. So instead of bothering Bobby with it, because I knew he was busy, I just went to youtube.com and I figured out how to fix it. So I fixed it for him. Okay, now what we like about YouTube: many hours of entertainment, interact with communities or followers, active comment areas. You can also find others with common interests. People who preserve food, that's one of my favorites that I like to go to. Now what we don't like is it's less personal than other social media sites. It's overwhelming volume of information. Where does everybody go to watch or share video content online? It's obviously YouTube. Now, after Google, YouTube was the second largest search engine. Despite being owned by Google, YouTube can still be recognized as a separate social network all its own, as the premier place online to go watch videos on any topic under the sun and upload your own as well. Our shows are actually on YouTube too. We have our own channel there. From music videos and movies to personal vlogs and independent films, YouTube's got it all. So YouTube has also launched a premium subscription option called YouTube Red, which removes all advertisements from videos. It also now offers YouTube TV, a separate live streaming subscription service. Now, if you have kids watching YouTube videos, you should probably use the parental controls, because it's all in there. They let it all hang out. So just wanted to give you a word of warning about that. Instagram, what we like: more interesting than most social networks. Useful filtering feature. You can also see the lives of others if that's what you want to do. What we don't like: strictly enforces policies. Ads can be a nuisance. Many photos are overly edited. Instagram has grown to be one of the most popular social network sites for photo sharing that the mobile web has ever seen. So it's the ultimate social network for sharing real-time photos and short videos while on the go. It's also a leading advertising platform for brands as well as Instagram influencers who legitimately generate income through the network. Now, the app has initially been available for the iOS platform for quite some time. As it grew in popularity, so it's actually been expanded to Android and Windows phones. Along with the web, Instagram was bought for a hefty $1 billion by Facebook in the year 2012. Pinterest. Oh, I love Pinterest. I'm going to tell you, this is probably the one that I can get lost in more than any of them. So what we like: very entertaining to use, discover new ideas, loaded with inspiring messages, intuitive interface. What we don't like is it is loaded with affiliate posts, limited range of topics, and it can get cluttered. So Pinterest has become the major player both in social networking and in the search world, proving just how important visual content has come to the web. As the fastest standalone site ever to reach 10 million monthly unique visits, Pinterest's beautiful and intuitive pinboard style platform is one of the most enticing and useful resources for collecting the best images that can be categorized into separate boards. Pinterest is also growing to become a huge influencer in social shopping. now featuring buy buttons right from the pins of products sold by some retailers. Tumblr. Okay, what we like about it, large variety of content focused on writing and reading microblogs. It's easy to set up and customize. It also has a large user base. What we don't like is it generates heated debates. It does. Loaded with misinformation. I would say all of them are loaded with misinformation. Tumblr is an extremely popular social blogging platform that's heavily used by teens and young adults. Like Pinterest, it's best known for sharing visual content. Users can customize their blog theme. Creative blog posts in all sorts of different types of content formats. Follow other users to see content in their dashboard feed and be followed back. Reblogging and liking posts is a popular way to interact. Now, if you post great content, you could end up with thousands of reblogs and likes, depending on how far it gets pushed into the Tumblr community. Snapchat. A lot of people use Snapchat. What we like about it, it says it's very easy to use. Also, there are millions of users. Editing and filtering features. It's more personal and intimate than other platforms. What we don't like, small demographic of users. Content disappears every day. Lots of useless content. Difficult to find people you know. It's a social networking app that thrives on instant messaging and is totally mobile based. It is one of the fastest growing apps out there, building its popularity on the idea of self-destructing snaps. You can send a photo or a short video as a message, a snap, to a friend, which automatically disappears a few seconds after they viewed it. Okay, Reddit. I like this one right here. I've been using it quite a bit. Massive user base, wide range of perspectives. Subreddits organize content well. What we don't like, occasional inappropriate content, confusing to find subreddits, unmoderated content. Reddit has never really had the nicest design, but don't let that fool you, okay, because it's happening places on the web. It's very strong, very smart community of people who come together to talk about topics they love, for sharing links, photos, videos relevant to the subreddit topic thread where they're participating. Also, Reddit AMAs are another cool features, which allows users to ask questions to celebs or other public figures who agree to host one. So Reddit works by displaying submitted links to get voted up or down by users. The ones that receive the most upvotes get pushed to the very first part of subreddits. And then you've got Flickr, you've got Swarm by Fourscore. You also have Kik, K-I-K. Periscope is one. Medium is one. There's some I've never really ever heard of. SoundCloud is one. Tinder, T-I-N-D-E-R. WhatsApp is out there. Slack. And the list just kind of goes on and on. Okay, it's time to call it a day. Thank you so much for watching The Edge on IC Radio. I hope that this was a well put together idea for you. You know, what's good and what's bad about social media. I will tell you, if I didn't own this business, I would probably use a lot less of it. I would probably have Facebook. I would only have maybe my family members who live away as friends on Facebook. It's probably all I would ever use it for. But anyway, I thank you so much for watching The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182, on Charter Communications and Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast, netnewsnetwork.net.